This podcast contains adult language and stories of true crime. If you don't like laughing, crying, or being horrified at the actions of other humans, this podcast is not for you.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to our 30th listener short stack.
Wow.
Number 30.
Number 30. We are going to read to you some things that you've written to us. We're going to chat a little bit, and we're going to get started right now. Thanks for being here.
All right, I go first, and this is from Rose L. And Rose says, "Hey there, I discovered your podcast at the start of the pandemic, and it has gotten me to and from work at the hospital many days since. I've actually started slowing my listening habits because I know I'm nearly caught up and I am not ready to have to wait a week in between episodes."
That's what I do. I parse it.
And then she says, "Bless everyone who used to have to wait 2 weeks."
Forgot about that.
Remember? So
A
long
real
ago.
struggle.
I know. It was not a struggle for me, though. She says, "I, like so many 80s babies, grew up watching Unsolved Mysteries and America's Most Wanted. Later in life, I would develop an unhealthy obsession, and I thought I would write in about a missing case in Utah, where I am from. While researching, I found lots of other stuff. Apparently, the Jordan River is a popular place for dead bodies to turn up. I'll include the case I originally intended to include, and then the one I started digging into, and you can share whatever you want or don't. I'm not your boss. Thank you."
Somebody understands the assignment. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. So Rose says, in which case, well, I'll read everything she wrote because...
Just the self-awareness.
Yeah, I love it.
Yes.
I'm here for it.
She deserves to be our boss.
Exactly. She deserves to be heard because she
You
is
just
not
got
our
promoted, girl.
You're the boss of this podcast. The original case I wanted to message in about is the mysterious death of Kaylin Louder. On September 27th of 2014, she left her apartment in a tank top and shorts without any shoes on. She took nothing with her, no phone, purse, keys, anything. You could almost assume that she went for a walk around her complex, except for the fact that it was less than 60 degrees and dumping rain that day. She had a pug that she loved to bits, and she didn't take with either. Leading up to her disappearance, she made a few strange 911 calls. One the night before, saying there was a large fight happening at her apartment complex. When police arrived, they found a wedding party in progress who reported none of the things that Kaylin had mentioned in the call. She called another time and then hung up. Then, the morning of the 27th, she called in a panic that there were 2 people that had broken into her home. Her roommate can be heard on the call as well, saying the door is locked and it doesn't seem possible that there is anyone else in the apartment. Also heard in the call is laughter. Was the roommate messing with her? Kaylin states that intruders must have had a key and can be heard yelling for them to leave. If you want a case of goosebumps, you can find recordings of her calls online. Surveillance video outside of her apartment looks like she is talking loudly to herself, though it seems more like she's talking to her dog, if you look where her focus is. The last footage of her, she just sort of jogs out of the shot and then is never seen again. Her body was found December of that year in the Jordan River, in a place that had been searched a few times before. Utah weather is nutso, so it's possible her body got to the river somehow and then high amounts of water kept it more submerged. I'm not sure. I do remember hearing of a sighting sometime on the 26th where it was said that she was ducking behind a car like she was hiding from someone. Oh, Kaylin. Rose says Kaylin was a friend of a friend. I never met her myself, but the friend we had in common ended up taking care of her dog after her death. Kaylin was not reported to do any recreational drugs. She did take antidepressants, but who doesn't these days? It is possible that she had undiagnosed schizoaffective disorder, and this was the first manifestation of auditory hallucinations. But who knows? We are left with so many questions. Why did she leave with no shoes? Why was she seen hiding in a different neighborhood? Why was she not seen anywhere else when so many properties are near the river? How did she die, and how did she get into the river? And how was her body not found when that part was searched before? Her official cause of death, I believe, was listed as inconclusive, but it doesn't sound like there will be any further investigation. The suggestion is that she had a mental break and drowned in the river somehow. Not everybody buys that. I honestly don't know what to believe. Oh my gosh. And then she says, the other mysterious death missing person I started digging into was that of Bobby Ann Campbell. She went missing January of 1995. She dropped her daughter off at the babysitter and planned to pick her up. And planned to go pick up her paycheck and take it to the bank and then go grocery shopping. But she never made it to pick up her paycheck. Her car was found 9 months later, parked near the Jordan River, unlocked with her purse, money, clothing, etc. inside. And in parentheses, Rose says, yes, it sat somewhere unlocked and no one stole anything out of it. Her family never heard from her again. They did indicate that she was living more of a, quote, transient lifestyle in those days and had issues with substance abuse. An anonymous source came forward at one point and said that Bobby had overdosed on drugs and was wrapped in a floor rug and dumped in the river.
Oh.
Gosh, there was a possible sighting 6 months after she disappeared, but no way of confirming. Recently, a volunteer dive team, oh my God. For the third time we're talking about this week.
What's happening? Oh my gosh.
So this is not what made you
No.
think about that?
Oh my gosh.
2 other cases made me think about that. We were talking about this earlier this week, these volunteer dive teams that go around and help solve cold cases. They find weapons and they find automobiles with bodies of people that have been missing for decades.
It is so amazing.
Oh my God, we have to donate to them next year. It's
Yeah.
clear. All signs are pointing. The universe is telling us that we have to engage with this nonprofit. Oh my gosh, I haven't even read this before. It's crazy.
Wow.
So recently, a volunteer dive team found a piece of carpet nearby the place it was suggested that she was dropped in. Magnet Fishing has also found an earring shaped like a dream catcher that is similar to a pair that Bobby was known to wear.
Whoa.
And a key to a GMC-type car that would have been in the same date range as hers. But in a fun twist, Bobby's daughter, Stephanie, found out that Bobby had a brother that was given up for adoption.
Whoa.
The brother and the adoptive family had kept in touch with Bobby, and to them, everything just stopped one day. No one knew why Bobby had cut ties with them so suddenly. So the 2 siblings were finally reunited, and Thomas was informed that his mother only stopped writing letters because she had gone missing and was possibly dead. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Anyway, interesting stuff. The news archives are full of bodies being recovered in the Jordan River.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks for being so entertaining during my drives, Rose. Wow.
Wow, those are good cases.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, sad. So
Crazy.
sad.
Wow. Thanks, Rose.
Okay, this one is from Erin via email. Hi there, y'all. Thanks for making this podcast. I love listening to it while I'm doing busy work or taking long drives and puzzling out all the mysteries. I want to add my 2 cents on the latest podcast as a military spouse. So she's referencing the Jeffrey Digman case, which was probably a few episodes ago now. Mm-hmm. Do you have like a brief explanation of that case?
Yeah, sure. So Jeffrey Digman was found shot in his bedroom. It was ruled a suicide. Then it was re-ruled as inconclusive. His parents were the ones that had taken all of the furniture out of Jeffrey's bedroom and rebuilt his bedroom in their home. And they had concluded that Jeffrey was murdered because his safe had been stolen that were filled with military documents.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. I remembered like the shooting, but not the full details.
Yeah.
Okay. So Erin says, I think I can help explain some of the weird details in the Digman investigation. First off, yes, some military families do buy houses when they move to a new duty station. So we had been questioning, why would you buy a house if you're in the military?
Right.
There is not enough military-owned housing at most locations to house everyone assigned there, and a lot of people prefer to live elsewhere. I have some friends who have made money buying and selling their house when they move, and others who have been stuck because they got orders while the housing market was really low, and they're stuck renting out their house while they're trying to move to a new location.
Oh, interesting.
For that reason, we're planning to wait until my spouse retires to buy a new house, but lots of people don't. Having someone live with their military superior, though, is a big no-no at all times because of the potential conflicts of interest.
Yeah, that's what we
I mean,
thought.
that's like standard at any business, really.
Totally, yes.
What we have seen happen before, though, is people move in together and then one of them gets promoted.
Oh.
Then all of a sudden, the living situation can get awkward like this. I wonder if this is what happened.
Interesting.
It's also interesting hearing that some people were convinced that Digman's work as a drug tester and an investigator could have put him at risk. That's definitely possible, but my spouse actually has a similar role in addition to his regular duties. And in this day and age, testing is a much more transparent process. When someone does fail a test, several people in their chain of command are notified quickly. Once the lab records the results, it's pretty hard to hide that these days.
Oh, wow.
What was so sad to me was hearing about his struggle with substance abuse. Suicide is widely talked about as a military problem. Believe me, as a military spouse, I have a healthy skepticism of some of the military's efforts in this regard, but I can say in all honesty it has gotten better in the last 10 years.
Nice.
Is it great? Not always, but there's a much wider understanding of the need for prevention than there used to be. What, in my view, is another massive problem, and one that contributes to suicide rates, is substance abuse. As we know, people may self-medicate with smoking, drinking, etc. to cope with stress, and in my own experience, I have seen evidence of that in our friends and coworkers. The military can be such a stressful job depending on a person's assignment. Long hours, rotating shifts, people's lives and safety riding on your decisions and performance. So to me, it is way too believable, unfortunately, that someone could be, quote, functioning on the outside and depressed and drinking to that extent in private and wanting to hide it from everyone else.
Wow.
So Aaron says, anyway, this is super long, but I have found that most people these days don't have someone associated with the military and their friends and family because there aren't that many of us. Wow. So I wanted to share. Thank you for that.
Oh, yeah.
Keep making your awesome podcast. I look forward to it every week, and thank you so much. P.S. I actually went to college with the founder of the Charlie Project.
Oh, my
and while
God.
I didn't understand the magnitude of what she was putting together at that time, it's pretty amazing all these years later to hear her work referenced on podcasts like this one.
Ah, cool.
Have an awesome week, Erin, Fort Bliss, Texas.
Erin, thank you so much for writing to us about that.
Really great insight and very well written.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Erin.
Okay, this is from Stacy D. Hi, ladies. I love the podcast. I found you as a referral from another podcast a while ago and finally, over the summer, caught up on all the episodes. I binge listen to podcasts while working. I deliver for DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub.
Hero. Thank you.
Yes, truly.
hero.
Thank you for your service.
We love you.
You have fed me for the last 18 months.
Yep.
And also, your job is not easy and sometimes very dangerous.
Yes, 100.
Yes. Podcasts are so much more fun than listening to music on the radio because they play the same music list over and over until my eyes bleed. I am sure. Anyway, I want to share some funny stories about working convenience stores on graveyard shift. I want to preface my stories with letting you know that I was a store manager for a good-sized convenience store chain on the East Coast. Our policy was single coverage on graveyard shift, but the majority of the stores were not open to the public after 11. If you wanted to make a purchase, you walked up to a window, kind of like at a drive-through bank before they had those tubular systems, and the cashier would do your shopping for you.
Wow, that's smart.
We have one of those. Cuff has one of those down the street from the palace. You can't go in.
I've never seen that.
At all hours or just at night?
All hours. You can't go in.
Whoa.
Yeah, you got to pull up, and they go into the store, and they shop for you, and then they bring it out. You're not allowed into the building. Yeah.
I mean, that's an answer to a safety problem.
Yes.
Jeez.
Wow.
It's very strange.
And also very COVID friendly, but
Oh,
around
yeah.
before COVID.
Oh, it's been there since Cuff got the palace and like
Wow. Weird.
06? Yeah.
Wow.
You paid and were given your items through the window. This, in my opinion, was very safe. Then we were bought out by a larger convenience store chain, which was headquartered in Ohio. They had the brilliant idea of opening the doors 24/7 and were so focused on the bottom line of being profitable that they would have one associate working the entire night.
Of course. It's more cost effective.
Sure.
Some stores were busy with 40-plus transactions in an hour, even on graveyard shift.
Wow.
That you never felt unsafe because there were always multiple people in the store. Where other stores were literally, if you had 10 transactions in a night, that was busy. It was beyond unsafe for anyone, let alone a middle-aged or older female worker. I thought I would share some great stories that happened in the stores that I managed on graveyard shift in suburban Berks County, Pennsylvania.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Number 1. During the Pokemon Go, I think that's what it was called, craze. Gosh, you remember that. What a time.
It seems like so long ago, but it was like 4 years or something.
I know. And it also seemed like this is never going to go away. It seemed like this is our new normal, or the technology is just going to keep going where we're looking for invisible things in our neighborhoods. My nightmare. 4 tweens came running through the store at 4 a.m. because they were chasing Pokemon. I don't know how their parents didn't realize they weren't at home.
Oh, my God.
Well, the answer is they had phones, and so their parents didn't care because they said, here, have this phone. Don't talk to me. Number 2, a senior class decided to try to see how many people they could fit into our store, which was 1,200 square feet at one time.
No.
Nightmare.
Okay, also, senior classes organizing anything should be illegal. Because they're always trying to, like, leave a mark on their town with some stupid prank.
It's never good.
It's never good. God. Put what did we used to do? Put a time capsule in the ground.
Yes.
Okay, number 3, a clearly VIP, visibly intoxicated person came into the store to buy, quote, Cokes and smokes with no top on.
Okay.
When I informed her she needed to wear a top, she pulled her mini skirt up to cover the top half of her body. Which then led to the part below her waist. I'm sorry, was this Allison at your store? Which then led to the part below her waist being exposed. She informed me, quote, the sign says I have to have a shirt and shoes on. It doesn't mention anything about pants.
Oh,
Actually, I should say, was this Allison's sweet, sweet mother? You can cut that, but oh my gosh. That's who I'm picturing.
No, I'll leave it. And you're right.
It doesn't mention anything about pants. Totally true. Couldn't argue with her on that one.
She always finds a loophole.
Wish. Yes, exactly.
Maybe that's why it was window service only.
Cuff made it happen. Number 4, while working the graveyard shift, it was the employee's responsibility to prepare the donuts for the next day. Our prep area was in a back room. Yes, the employee had to make them with the store doors open to the public and had to run back and forth when they heard the door buzzer go off. One night, the young lady working heard the buzzer and went to help the customer. She didn't find anyone in the store and went back to making donuts. About 20 minutes later, she went back to the store area and had the shit scared out of her. Why, you ask? Well, 2 young adults thought it would be funny to see if their Halloween costume would win scariest at the costume party, and they were standing in the store in full costume. Ugh. I think I would have had a heart attack. Thankfully, she was a good sport about it. I would not have been.
Hid after they walked in?
Hid for a while, and then I'm picturing them standing side by side silently when she walks back out.
Probably looking like dead or zombies or something.
Yeah.
I need them to be the twins from The Shining.
That's what I was just going to say.
Oh.
I'm picturing the twins in their blue dresses
that
from The Shining.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But no matter what the costume was, they would have scared her. So that was a really bad litmus test.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hiding on people is scary.
Yeah, popping out of places
It's
is a no.
Don't do that.
Oh, these are great. Okay, number 5. A gentleman came into the store looking for the bathroom. When told that the store didn't have public bathrooms, this store was court-ordered to not allow patrons to use their bathroom due to the illegal drug activity and repeated overdoses that occurred.
Yep.
A male patron decided to whip out his male parts and urinate right onto the floor drain.
What a hero.
Number 6, a gentleman attempted to shoplift a bag of Lay's potato chips, family size. It was during the summer, and he decided the best way to shoplift them would be to put the bag down his pants and hold the bag in place with his belt. Well, he tightened the belt too tight, and the bag exploded.
No.
It made a loud noise, and when I confronted him, the potato...
No, tell me. I can't see it. Tell me.
It made a loud noise, and when I confronted him, the potato chips were raining down his leg out the bottoms of the shorts.
Oh, no.
I asked him, what the fuck are you doing? Yes, we did speak to customers like that on occasion, and he told me that he just had a sandwich and chips at the diner next door, and he was shitting his pants. And that's why their chips were coming out from stomach pains.
Just
dry potato chips
dry
shooting out of his
chips
butthole.
coming out of his butt.
Ouch. Ouch. And also the loudest bag popping sound from his butt.
There's a lot of air in a family-sized bag, honey.
That is the best story
That is
we've
great.
ever heard.
I'm sorry. I think that should be a podcast. And I think that Stacey
Yes.
should have a podcast where she just
Yes.
interviews people who have to do garbage retail work
Yes.
and deal with monsters all day long.
Yes. And they could have the podcast should be called I Hate Everyone. And then there should be a whole 7-Eleven series. If
Yes.
you worked at 7-Eleven, you tell your stories.
Yes.
There should be a whole McDonald's or fast food series.
Like an
Ugh,
AM,
he's so
PM,
good.
like a gas station, like
Yes.
convenience store worker.
Yes.
Yes.
Stacey.
Oh, my God.
You got this idea for free, girl. Let us know if you want to learn how to make a
Yes.
podcast. We'll help you out. It's amazing.
We're subscribing right now.
Okay, this is her last one. 7, a male decided to come and pray with me and for me. Now, I have had people do that before, but this prayer session lasted 2 hours.
Oh.
He got mad when paying customers
Oh, God.
came into the store and interrupted his session. Blech. I could go on with stories that would make you laugh and some that would make you cry, but I will say it is a real thing, even in 2021, for stores to be staffed with just one person on the graveyard shift. Of course it is. The higher-ups that make these staffing rules probably wouldn't allow their mother, wife, or daughter to work in it to work in an establishment under these conditions, and it is appalling to think it is okay for someone else's mother, wife, or daughter to work like that.
Yes.
My people were paid maybe $1 above minimum wage, $7.25 in Pennsylvania. These higher-ups, predominantly middle-aged white males, put the value of your safety at less than $75 a day, which is less than $16,000 a year, because they refuse to pay a second person to work with you.
Terrible.
Wow.
So terrible. Oh, Stacey, that was one of my favorite emails we've ever
Yeah, that
gotten.
was fantastic.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Love it. I can't wait to tell that chip in the pants story to everyone I know in person.
Just
So
raining
good.
chips out the pants.
It's so funny. And then he has to add on the poop layer to cover it up.
He's like,
Idiot.
no, you don't understand. I'm just shitting myself.
I'm just sick. I'm so sick. And don't steal I love the family size detail because
Yeah.
that's very important.
You got
Come
it.
on.
Oh, my God. That was amazing.
Good.
Stacey,
Great job,
Thank
Stacey.
you.
Excellent.
All right.
So funny.
All right, so our last email comes to us from Jamie R. And Jamie says, "Honeys, I love you ladies. Unsolved Mysteries was one of my favorite shows when I was little, even though the alien and ghost stories kept me up all night. As an adult, I love hearing your snark and laughing about those stories I once found so terrifying." I found your podcast last year and was so excited to binge your podcast from the beginning. However, you guys have to stop recommending other fantastic shows and podcasts because it took me longer to catch up to you ladies. That's all right. There's a lot of great content.
Okay. Yes.
It's a golden age of podcasting.
That's the best. I love when I don't run out.
Yeah, me
My
too.
favorites.
Anyway, I have been drafting this letter to you in my head for months, waiting for you to get closer to the Angie Hammond episode. Because a neighbor moved in with this old green truck, and she sent a photo. I have it. We'll post it. It looks so much like the truck from the episode. I remember this truck from the original airing of the episode with Angie Hammond's kidnapping. I memorized the truck and the fish jumping out of the water decal on the back window because I was determined to find that dick bitch and stop him from ever kidnapping anyone ever again.
Oh, one of us.
I know. She says, so when this truck moved into my neighborhood, I immediately checked the back window. And I couldn't wait to tell you about it. It seems a little silly, and it's been a few months now, but my heart still skips a beat, and I still check the back window every time I see that truck. Even though this truck has a camper shell on it, I keep thinking that would be a good way to hide the fish jumping out of the window decal on the back window.
Yeah.
I did meet the owner of the truck, who is far too young and has no idea what Unsolved Mysteries is.
He's like, please leave me alone.
He's like, sorry, I'm a Gen Z and I don't know what you're talking about.
So she says, I didn't go into detail about the show. He just thinks I'm some 40-year-old neighbor who checks out his truck all the time because it was on an old TV show. Anyway, I just wanted to share with you ladies and mention that I, too, sometimes imagine Robert Stack narrating my last moments. Then I imagine you ladies recapping it. Like, that Jamie is such a sweetie, but why did she think it was a good idea to walk her dogs alone at night in West Los Angeles? LOL. Keep up the awesome job. I'm going to become a Patreon soon so I can binge on those episodes too, now that I'm caught up. I need more episodes to binge. Love you ladies, Jamie R. in Westwood, California.
So nice.
And Jamie did send us a photo of that truck. Very excited.
I love it.
So we'll post it.
Love.
And that's a wrap for this listener short stack. It was such a goodie. Thank you, you guys.
Yes, thank you. These were great.
Excellent round.
We love you soon.
Keep sending them.
Yes. Keep.
Did you say we love you soon?
I said we love you. Oh, well, yeah. We love you so. I was thinking.
Someday
But
we
then
will
you
love you,
said-
and it's going to be soon.
Then you said keep sending them, and I was like, soon. Like, send them soon. So then it turned into I love you soon.
I love that.
I love you soon.
I love you soon.
I love you soon.
Do they know where to send them?
I don't know.
Resolved
Why don't-
Mysteries Podcast?
Yeah, why don't you tell them?
gmail.com.
Do it up. Tell them. Tell them where to go.
That's all I know. Resolved Mysteries Podcast at gmail.com. Resolved Mysteries Podcast.com. Question mark?
Yes.
Instagram at Resolve the Pod.
That Resolve Mysteries Podcast.
Oh, okay.
Twitter and Facebook at
And-
Resolve the Pod.
That's it.
One day.
And just tell us it's for a listener short stack so we know we can post it.
Yeah.
And these were so great and well written. We appreciate it.
And have a happy holiday, and we love you soon.
Soon we love you.
Love you pretty soon. Almost there.
No, I'm just kidding. We love you right now. You guys are the best.
Bye.
Bye.
We've always loved you. All right. Bye.
Bye.
That's funny.